Hi friends, hope you're all well and thank you for joining me. Today I want to talk about how to release tension, stress, anxiety, anger and frustration. And it's quite simple and it's very effective. And so when our body becomes full of adrenaline, what needs to happen is that adrenaline cycle will need to come down, because otherwise it becomes very, very unhealthy and it leads to chronic trauma. And so it's important, I say that again, it's very important that you can manage your stress, manage the anger that you feel for whatever reason. It doesn't matter. That you need to control the flow of adrenaline and the buildup of the stress hormone cortisol within the body. I used to do a lot of weightlifting quite some time ago now. And I know that when I was stressed through work or whatever the reason was, if I went to the gym and lift heavy, my body, the cortisol and the anxiety and the adrenaline within the body would skyrocket. So there is a point. Exercise is very good, and weights especially. But you have to be mindful in monitoring the exertion rate of whatever exercise that you're doing when you're feeling stressed. Light exercise is good. Stretching on a very stressful day is better. So when we feel anxiety, when we feel anger, when we feel frustration, the mind and the body goes on overload, and it's very, very difficult to control because we're in the middle of it. We can't see a way out, and it's the more we think about whatever stressed us out or whatever angers us, it will continue even though the event or the situation is done and dusted. The more we think about it, the body, the mind, everything will relive the emotions attached to the anger or the frustration or the fear. It will make the body feel like it's going over the same event. However, we need to process. We can't push it or sweep it under the carpet. It needs to be processed by ourselves in a controlled manner. Otherwise, it will come back. It will come back. It will come back. And so it is so incredibly important until we process whatever the event was. This is why the ambulance officers, the fireys, the police, the military that go under, and I'm also going to say this, psychologists and counselors and anyone who has a job or interaction with others that go through some sort of trauma. because we have to process that event. And most of these professionals are debriefed after an event. How are you feeling? Are you sleeping? What are you thinking about? How are you processing the event? So it is vitally important that if we are not a professional dealing with others, we also deal with ourselves. And that can be just as horrifying. And so we need to learn and understand how to process trauma, anxiety, stress, and frustration in our lives. And I call it, and I'm sure I didn't invent the term, but the silent scream. And it's exactly what it is, a silent scream. But what it does and what it is that, and I prefer to teach others sitting down on the floor because it takes a lot of power and it pushes a lot of toxins around in the body. And when you do this, have a glass of water or a bottle of water readily available for you. And do it somewhere soft, because you may want to lay down, right, after you've done this exercise. And so it's important to look after yourself and do as much or as energetic as you feel you can handle at the time, because overdoing it can also compromise what you're trying to achieve. So push yourself gently. So I'm going to take you through this exercise, and we are going to do it gently today so you can get the feel for how it can feel for you and for you to be able to manage your own practice of this. And I have had a few people say and comment that what's that gonna do? Well, you'd be surprised how much anger, how many emotions it actually releases. And so the number of cycles we're going to do is a maximum of 5. This tells you that it's effective, and you might become tired and drained afterwards. So don't do this too much before you go to work. You might want to release a little bit, but not too much. So, I am on a big fluffy rug with my cushion, and another little cushion underneath me so I can sit properly. And I'm going to move the camera a little bit so you can see. I have my feet just tucked in. They are not crossed in any way. And I'm just relaxed. And what I like to do is put my palms and hang on to my knees because that causes stability. Stability as far as posture, back straight and relaxed. Now, what I always start with is to focus on my breathing, because if you do this exercise, it is usually if you are being very angry or you feel stressed or you're frustrated in some shape or form. So you're not going to sit here and do breath work, right? That's not going to happen. Whether you like that or not, it's just not viable. It might be viable for people who are more experienced, but that's not who I want to teach this to today. I want to help people who are just frustrated or stressed or angry. And so sit, plonk yourself down and sit. And focus on your breathing. Breathing out, pushing your tummy out. Breathing in, pushing your tummy in. Right? So breathe in, pushing your tummy out. Breathe out, pushing your tummy in. Even breaths. And just sit. And calm the mind as much as possible. And when you're ready, take a breath in and close your eyes and open your mouth wide open and no sound. This is a silent scream, and we're going to do it gently together. So breath in, tummy out. Close your eyes and open your mouth as wide as you can and scream. Breathe out. Let your body settle and focus on a point in front of you. Probably about 5 to 10 breaths in the middle of each silent scream. With every exhale, release. Just release. And once you have taken 5 to 10 breaths, feel, not think, feel how the body feels. And if you are ready, again, do another cycle. Take a deep breath in, push your tummy out, close your eyes. Keep the silent scream for about 5 to 8 seconds. That's it. And push the energy out through your mouth. Let your nervous system settle. Take another 5 to 10 breaths and settle more and more. Be mindful of keeping your mind empty and not rethink your troubles, rethink the anger, rethink the event, rethink the stress. Keeping your mind blank whilst you're doing this. And the further you cycle into the 5 cycles that we're going to do, you will find that your mind and your body will empty itself more and more as we go along. So again, take a deep breath in, close your eyes, tummy out. Deep breath in and release. Keep breathing, regaining the rhythm. That's cycle number 3. For the last 2, I'm going to do it facing you. And I'm going to say this. If you start crying, when you do this, allow yourself to cry. Just cry, because you're releasing anxiety, you're releasing anger, and whatever comes out and wants to come out needs to come out. So don't be holding it back and go, why am I crying? Just allow it. Just allow it to come out, because you're releasing your trauma so you can better review it and handle it and process it. So don't hold it in. Just allow it. Ready? 4th cycle. I'm going to take 5 breaths. If you need more time, you can pause the video for as long as you like and join me again when you're ready, because we're going into the last cycle very shortly. And last one. Now, before you get up and start making a cup of coffee or talking to others or going about your day, just allow the body to be in the present moment. It's very important to process what you've just gone through. It doesn't have to take too much of your time, but it's important because the body, after you've had your silent screams and the body has become calmer and more settled, it's important to allow the body just to continue processing what you've done internally, because you have expended a lot of energy. So there's been a lot of toxins running around your system. Allow the body to process that. Sit for 5 minutes. I'm sure you will have time and you will feel so much better once you have done that. Allow your system just to be and to sit. Once you have done this a few times and you understand how the body will respond to your silent screams, then you can do some calming breath work. I'm not going to cover that in this video, but I'll do that in the next couple of videos. And you can incorporate for example, just a calming, a 5-cycle rhythmical alternate breathing that will help the body process what you've just done now and calm the energy and calm all your chakras, your energy systems within the body, because you might feel a little out of breath. So it's important that you just remain seated to allow the body just to calm itself down. And then you will have a much more positive outlook on the world, because you have distanced yourself from the emotions that got you into anger, anxiety, frustration, or stress. They are now over there somewhere and not here. So it's important to allow distance between yourself and the emotions. Observe them for what they are. And allow yourself to see those emotions as an external person. For example, looking at whatever emotion that was from an outside point of view. They are not yours as such. And so that helps to see that emotion in a different light. And don't say, or I should say this, rather than saying, I'm angry, it's preferable, and this will give you distance to your anger, Rather than saying I'm angry, say I see that there is anger here. Where does that anger come from? I see there is stress. Where does that stress come from? And so the body can feel better where those emotions originate. And it helps immensely by distancing yourself to your emotions, because you can process them much better and you can find out what triggered those emotions, and you can deal with that event and say, well, next time I'm in that situation, how can I deal with that situation better, that will serve me better, so it doesn't make me angry or frustrated or stressed. And so you have more chance of dealing with life in all sorts of circumstances by distancing yourself from emotions, taking a step back, seeing the emotions for what they are. And to round this up, I'm going to say, nobody, absolutely nobody can make you feel anything unless you choose to feel whatever you're feeling. Nobody should have that power over you, because you have the power to say, you can say whatever you like, but I'm not going to take that anger or stress or emotion on board. Whew. You can think about what they said and respond to a much better way that has very minimal effect on you. So have a think about that and have this practice as a tool for you to be able to process stored up emotions. Even if you haven't experienced an event of anger or stress or anxiety, you might want to just try it, because it will forward emotions that you have stored within your body, to release it and to be able to bring up and forward stuff that you want to get rid of, that you are aware of that you have. I'm going to leave it here and practice with kindness towards yourself. Push yourself gently and allow yourself the time to be mindful. Leave me a comment and let me know how you went. And if you have any questions, send me an email and I will respond to you. I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.